GrokTALK.
He tried to make us believe he was a fiscal conservative, but State Senator Dave Booten has been deceiving New Hampshire taxpayers. Like a wolf in sheep's clothing, he claimed to be one of us, pretending to blend in, but all along, voting like a liberal Democrat. He voted to raise your gas tax by another 23%, taking a bigger bite out of our wallets every time we're at the pump. And oh, how he drooled at the opportunity to vote to expand Obamacare, which will result in higher taxes and longer wait times in the emergency room. And now the Senate wants to pass a bill to prevent us from criticizing Senator Booten's vote? Call Senator Booten at 603-203-5391 and tell him that we're on to his wolf in sheep's clothing routine. Tell him to stop pretending to be a fiscal conservative and start voting like one. Paid for by Citizens for a Strong New Hampshire.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to another edition of GrokTALK, brought to you by New Hampshire's leading conservative blog site, GraniteGrok.com. We are your feared, extremist, right-wing, hard-charging, gun-toting, opinionated, outspoken, rabble-rousing, letter-writing, radio microphone-stomping conservatives and rational libertarians. So get ready for more news and opinion you could only get from GraniteGrok.com.
GrokTALK.
One of the problems with building an audio voiceover where you stagger everything so that audio starts to overlap as you go through those gun-toting, hard-charging, is that you can't just voice it because you started talking while you're still talking and your mouth doesn't work that way. Welcome back to GrokTALK. I'm Steve McDonald here with Skip Murphy, who's not talking. Mike Rogers at the end of the table. Kevin Kervick is still with us, and the lovely Susan Olson. And, of course, Ann Custer.
And
Ann Custer, who has not been with us all day.
Space reserved for Ann Custer,
Yes.
who has nothing to say on the topic, or at least nothing correct.
And we know she's never going to show up, so we can keep doing this until November. All right, no pool guy yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Hopefully he'll show up.
What if he doesn't even always come back?
We can bring him back next week.
You know, I find it amazing.
This problem will not go away, right?
The problem...
Actually, why don't you fill us in? Because you know as much
Yeah,
as anybody.
you've done more research than most, so yeah, fill us in on why it is that that Jennifer's all wet and that Sununu's choice of her was even more wet.
Well, interestingly enough, you know, having grown up amongst the rich and famous and all of our childhood friends having swimming pools and things like that, I didn't know anything about swimming pools, except that somebody came and took care of it. When the lawn guy came and the pool guy came and all that stuff came, I never knew anything about swimming pools. And when we got a tip that Ms. Horn was allegedly, or actually she had filed a lawsuit against this small businessman for problems with a swimming pool in her backyard, we jumped at the opportunity to sit down and learn more about it, because the fish rots from the head down, right? So if Papa Smurf is corrupt and the chair of the party is corrupt and whoever else is corrupt, it's worth investigating. And if you are corrupt about little things, chances are you're corrupt about big things. And maybe vice versa. So I'm thinking, well, okay, we have a problem with a pool and someone's being sued. Well, what I learned, and in fact I have all a stack of documents right here in case the gentleman was going to come today, I had some more questions for him, that apparently what happened, and it's supported by documentation, is this gentleman was engaged by Ms. Horn and her hubby, Mr. Horn, to build a swimming pool in their backyard. And what I learned is that people who actually build the pool don't build the rest of it, which is the deck or the patio or whatever that goes around the pool, and that you have to, if you're building a pool, if you've decided on a deck of a particular type, then the pool has to be built in a certain way. So this didn't happen. It happened. The process was that a deck had been decided upon that dictated a type of pool being built, which this gentleman built. However, once he had finished building the pool, Ms. Horn changed her mind on the type of deck that was going to be put on top of the pool. And therein lies the alleged problem, that the deck that was constructed on the pool was not done in any fashion that actually made them integral one to the other. And over time, and even in fact early on in the construction period, the second choice deck that was, oh, it's Annie Custer!
No, it's not.
Hi, Jane.
Hi, Jane.
It's an invasion. We get Jane and we get the pastor. We're in great shape here.
No, I mean the smell of estrogen in the morning. My God, this is terrible.
That's nothing. What we have here is gunpowder and caffeinated estrogen.
Ooh, well, I like that. Maybe we could sell that.
So somebody...
So the point is that the people that built this deck did it incorrect. Did the deck correctly, but it wasn't matched to the pool. So the deck fell into this guy's pool. Okay, no fault of his own. But Ms. Horn and Mr. Horn have decided that, gee willikers, they're going to go after this guy and blame him for the damage. And apparently,
he had deeper pockets.
According to the and that's the funny thing, because according to the documents, they filed claims with his insurance company first.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, thinking that you got insurance and we'll just like you have a kid that steals grandma's silver because they know it's insured.
Right.
So grandma gets her silver back. Well, it has nothing to do with that. Okay, theft is theft. So they filed not one but two claims against the gentleman's insurance company. He had to pay for the inspector to go out and look at it to make sure. The insurance company's supposed to, okay, not any equipment.
And the other person didn't have insurance.
We have no idea because
we don't know who
that's
that is.
that's why this gentleman came to Granite Grok,
Right.
is he's looking for help to find the guy, because according to the documents and according to this gentleman, Ms. Horn told him it was none of his business who was building it, and he was done and off the property before they started the deck. So the problem here is he's looking for help to find the guy that built the deck that fell into his pool and damaged it. So now this all sounds sort of boring and pedestrian.
And why in any case, if a separately constructed deck falls into the pool and damages the pool and the liner, is it anything to do with the guy who built the pool?
7 years later, no less. 7 years later.
So two aspects of this that are troublesome, right? We can sue our way to happiness in life, right?
Generally, yes.
And insurance doesn't cost anything.
Exactly,
Right.
like
So
Obamacare.
this is the
That's why
Republican.
my premiums are zero, right?
That's right.
Sure.
And
And
this
you have
is
no
apparently the
deductible.
Republican philosophy.
Well, I don't know.
Jennifer
I
Horn.
would hope that it is not.
We love lawyers, and we're sue our way to happiness. And
But you know what's
I'm
really,
entitled to get my cash from the insurance company if I want to get my cash from the insurance company.
But what's really interesting is since this story broke on Granite Grok, apparently nobody else is interested in talking about it. But there have been emails, contacts, phone calls saying, "You're not the only one."
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
You mean say,
that other people that have either done business or on this particular job are going, I kind of had a little bit of problem as well. So how this works out, I don't know, but we're trying to help the gentleman find the guy that built the deck that fell into the pool that he built, and apparently poked holes in the line, and all the water ran out, and
wow.
and there was an earthquake too.
It's pretty awful. No, am I the only person that has never sued anybody in the United States?
I've never sued anybody.
I don't even know a lawyer. I mean, I have people I know are lawyers, but I don't have a lawyer. I blame lawyers for the destruction of Western civilization. Why would I want to give them money? I mean, I don't understand why a Republican would take that attitude.
Well,
but
and I'm afraid, and this is just me, and I'm just a jaded old hack, but I'm afraid that what's here is someone on social media said, well, it sounds like lawfare, where it's cheaper for this gentleman to go and fix it than to try to defend himself in court, because he's going to have to pay the lawyer.
That's bullying.
So is that just horrible
That's
and
bullying
wrong?
is what it is.
Well, if you're out there saying, I love small business, I'm the party of small businessmen, I'm the party of,
I'm a small
personal
business person.
responsibility.
All of us are at risk of that all the time.
Sure.
One lawsuit away from going out of business
Exactly.
or struggling.
And just because it's the chair of the New Hampshire GOP does that.
Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should.
You should. Yeah. So, rant.
No, that's good.
Gunpowder and estrogen.
Hey, did you want to talk about the thing we...
That could be a post.
Somebody who came into your store, female person.
Yeah.
Did you want to talk about that?
Oh, boy, that's a really controversial one.
You got a female
Well, it's
person
your
in your
decision.
store?
It's your store. No,
You mean how I felt like I was being set up?
Right.
Oh, okay, I guess so.
If you think you're ready, because we talked about it before and you weren't, and I didn't want to push her.
No, let's go for it.
All right.
I always go for it.
Go ahead, tell your story.
So we serve everybody in our store. I have issues. I have my own beliefs, conservative beliefs. I have my own beliefs about gay marriage, about lots of things. Right. I have issues with transsexualism and gender issues. I think a lot of it's bunk. I think there's a lot of it. Craziness around that. But we serve everybody. We would never discriminate. Anybody comes in, you want to buy our beer, buy a lot of our beer. It's great. But there was a person that came in, and I got the sense that she was sort of testing me around whether we would serve her. And I think it was a woman that looked, how do you say this without generalizing too much? She was probably a lesbian, and she was talking about her relationship and that she wanted to buy the beer for the person that married her, and she wanted to know if I had a recommendation for her. And I think since I've made some, cautious.
You make gay beer?
Well, that was the first thing that came into my head. Which gay beer shall I provide for you? I wasn't aware there was such a thing. But since I've been
I don't know.
I've been sort of public about, but in a respectful way, about my beliefs. I love gay people. I have gay friends, family. There's nothing. I have no animus there. But I'm opposed to gay marriage. I have some issues with on social. So she said that, and I got the sense at the time, my reaction was, oh, that was wonderful. Someone married you. Let me find you, what kind of beer do you like? And I kind of helped her find. But then on the way out, when she left, I thought, I wonder if that was a setup.
Yeah, why do you phrase it that way?
Why would she have brought that up?
We talk about this a lot around my house because we watch Home and Garden Television, all these others. My wife loves those channels. And it's like, the media goes out of its way to normalize gay culture. It's just what they do. That's how they are. And that's fine. And there's plenty of normal things about people in general. They're people, right? But when you start to politicize it or you start to bring it out as a challenge, I'm not just going to do what I wanted, which is to say, just accept me for being a person regardless of whether or not I like men or women or whatever. Just accept me for who I am. I'm a productive member of society. I pay my taxes. I follow the law, blah, blah, blah. All right, great. Fine and dandy. Okay, live like that. I don't walk around telling people, I'm a heterosexual, baby. Woohoo! Treat me different. I don't, and the culture's different, so that's not necessarily a fair comparison. But if you're going to ask people to just respect you for being who you are, why would you go out of your way to say, I'd like to buy a beer for my wife, if you're a woman? Mm-hmm. And what's the point to that? I'm looking for this. This is what she likes. I mean, you can just say it in casual conversation. You don't have to kind of emphasize the relationship you have, and am I challenging you to react to that relationship?
It felt like a setup to me, and I do support the right of the baker in wherever he was, Colorado, not to serve. I support any business owner's right not to serve whoever they want. That's not my philosophy. We serve everybody. I don't care who you are, but I do support his right to do that as a private citizen. So I get the sense it was a setup around that issue. If we had said no, or if I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, we don't have any." Gay beer here or something like that. If that would have been in the newspaper or something like that.
If you ran a costume shop, would you have a gay beard?
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
This is a coalition of New Hampshire taxpayers. We're located at 8 North Main in Concord, New Hampshire. This is a repository for all things conservative and municipal. So if you have a problem in your town, your school, your budget committee, the right to know law, and now, at the top of our list is voter fraud. You have a tip for us, some information for us, you want to join or help us out, cnht.org.
Hi, this is Rich Gerard, host of Gerard at Large in the Morning. the Manchester area's only locally owned, locally operated, focused, and interested, riveting radio show.